Right.
I can believe they made him gay and Jewish. That must have been a problem for some people. People are like, nope. How many TVs shut off? Not
Well,
today.
he's gay in the comics too.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I would like to see if they have numbers of like how many things, when things click off,
Well,
like as soon as they start kissing. I just like to see.
And what regions?
Yeah, I'd like to see like, well, Alabama's gone. We just lost Tennessee. We're losing the
They have
South.
like a little siren with each state on it. Woo!
Texas is gone. We're losing them. But everyone in San Francisco is watching now.
It got brighter.
Explodes.
What'd you say?
You heard me.
I don't think I did. Say it again.
Total incompetence.
Like you set it up every week then.
I will. You know that it's fixed?
Yeah, I would come into this room and you'd have a USB up your ass.
You're supposed to know how to do it.
You got
Plug
a
it
messy
in for me.
workstation.
Plug it
Messy
in for me.
workstation. You got it. You're a dumbass. You have to put this around the table.
That's what I'm saying. Put it around.
No, you fucking do it.
Why? You have to catch it.
Whip it to me like Wonder Woman. No, under the table. Under the table. Like you get paid.
What? I don't get paid under the... Am I supposed to be getting paid under the table?
The unchosen ones.
Forgetting something? Feel like I am. It's always right. That feeling is always right when you
set
feel
the
like you're
timer?
forgetting something. I didn't set timer. I didn't set the timer.
Do you feel okay now?
I think so. Now I'm going to put you out of your misery early this week because it's...
First thing? All right. I'll lose people early.
I had to do it early this week because of the hottest book in town. Absolute
There it
Batman.
is.
It's so fucking good.
I love how everybody was so...
It's the
bitchy about
writing is just so incredible for like an Elseworlds kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the most inventive, unique. It kind of turns Batman on its head, but not like fully opposite. You know, not like simpleton opposite.
Yeah.
It's complicated. It's really, really good.
What is the Joker in that? He's...
So at the end of this one, they're picking up some guy who is one of the 30th richest people in the world. He's rich.
Oh, right. That's
Batman's
it, yeah.
poor. So they switch that. And they don't even know his name. He's eccentric, you know? So he's got all the funds now behind his craziness. He's only a little cameo at the end. So this will actually be the first appearance of Absolute Joker in this one.
Right.
But it's not actually the first appearance of Absolute Batman. You got to get Legion put me on to DC All In #1. That's the first appearance of all three of them: Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman Absolute versions.
When did that come out?
A couple of weeks ago or last month, or something like that.
Did everybody know that was coming out?
I think so, but I'm not sure if everyone knew it was the first appearance of those three characters. There's a little cameo of each of them. Darkseid's doing his, I'm going to destroy the universe thing again. So
is he different?
No, Darkseid's like he's always trying to get the the anti-life equation. I haven't read this one yet, so I don't know the whole plot of what he's doing, but he's trying to conquer everything again. Yeah. And there's a glimpse into the universes of the Absolute characters. So I don't know. I have to read this. I don't know what the story is yet, but and that's John Jang art. He's really good.
All right.
He's going to be at MegaCon, so
John
I'm going to
Jang.
get him to sign that.
John Jang in 3 rings, 6 rings.
What?
What is it?
Oh, that's racist. What are you doing? Martha's going to have to step in early.
Put it to work early.
And then these are the variant covers I got. 2 variant covers. Pretty cool, like showing his the axe. That's Jim Lee, and I'm not sure who that one is, but that's awesome too.
It's the same book inside.
It's the same book inside, but
Just
different
some
covers.
variants.
Yeah, and these are they make less of these. These are ratio variants, like 1 in 25, 1 in 50, that kind of thing. So there's less of the
You think that hurts?
of the variants,
Does that-
supposedly.
Does that hurt? Like when they do all that?
Well, yeah, remember in the
annoying?
90s they did, the chromium covers and
Yeah,
the 3D covers
yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah, if you do it too much, it can hurt. Yeah, and it's I think it's been hurting the industry for a couple of years
But
now.
you bought them.
Huh? Yeah, but it's a big book. It's a big book.
Yeah.
So, on the big books, I understand it, but they do it now. It used to be, even in the 90s, at least they only did the multiple covers for like number 1s, number 50. You know, they didn't do it every issue.
Yeah.
Every single issue now has variant covers. Every single one.
Even the woman books?
Especially the women books. They find every single scantily clad outfit they can to put them on and make, 100 covers of it.
Here's Wonder Woman with no top. Here's Wonder Woman with a top but no pants.
But it's such a good story. They Bruce Wayne is he's young in this. He's like 24 years old, and the dad died in an accident at the zoo, but the mom is still alive. So he's like protecting his mom because his mom works in she's in politics, I think, or she works with Gordon, who's the mayor, and the commissioner is Bullock.
Oh,
remember from the animated series? He's the commissioner, and she works in the office with she works with Gordon,
right?
For the city. So he's actually protecting more than just Gotham now. He actually has his mom alive and is protecting her. But it's cool how he becomes Batman in this with no money. Instead of going all over the world, because Bruce Wayne could afford that, to jet all over the place and learn all this stuff, he had to stay in Gotham. So he became an expert of Gotham. He took he was tested as a genius, right? So he got scholarships with football because he's like a huge hulking guy, and he got into like engineering. So he started working in every facet of the city. He even did architecture, and some of the buildings are because of him. So he knows every facet of the city, from like sanitation to skyscrapers. He knows everything about the city. Yeah. So he's like an expert in that place. So all that expertise that Batman got all around the world, he had to get it all in Gotham. So it's a little bit, he's more brutal. Still doesn't kill, still no killing, but he's way more brutal about it. Like he doesn't mind if he chops off a limb. That's okay. That's totally fine. And Alfred comes into town, and he's like he's like a Kingsman kind of guy, but like an assassin. So he's there to survey a situation that's happening in Gotham, and Batman's getting in his way.
No Robin.
No, it's only the first issue. Yeah.
How long is it supposed to go?
Well, they said I think this is a 5-part. It starts off with 5-part, but if it's but you know how it goes. If it's good, they'll keep it going, right? A lot of them started like that. Like Wolverine had a 4-part limited series, that famous book, and then he got his main series. Yeah. So they start with it. They're selling like crazy. They're going into 3rd and 4th prints. This book. Yeah, it's doing really, really well. Really well.
So what's the problem? As long as you have good stuff.
People have crazy knee-jerk reactions to things now. Right? They saw the bat symbol, which looks fantastic in the book, by the way. I mean, it even looks good on that cover.
Cool cover.
Look at how cool that the bat symbol looks.
Does anybody apologize?
No,
I was wrong?
Yeah, and you know what? We won. See, we won. Yeah, they lost and we won. I mean, you see how douchey that sounds, right?
But we did win. But also,
we did kind of win. And all of the haters have gone silent. They're all silent on it. Yeah. Because it's great inside and out. The story is great. I can't wait to see what they do with Superman and Wonder Woman. It's going to be really cool.
Something about Superman.
What'd you hear about it?
I know the first battle he does is with a group of peacemakers.
Oh yeah, on issue 2, he's surrounded by peacemakers. Yeah. Just that sounds pretty
I think he's
cool.
more alien in this.
You're right. He does. He's not as he has lost. I think not lost, but he never gained some of the humanity that he got from the Kents. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's something like that. And there's his forearms are all lit up. Some kind of power going on there.
Maybe they'll do a movie with these ones.
Yeah, they could, because James Gunn's into Elseworlds. So if it rocks, they could do Elseworlds. It seems these guys are a little younger. At least Batman is. Batman's only 24.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know who they'd get for, hey, let's start casting Absolute Batman now. Who's Absolute Batman?
Jensen Ackles.
It doesn't matter what I said. I think you would have said Jensen Ackles.
Ask me who Absolute Wonder Woman should be. Jensen Ackles.
He's so pretty, he probably could pull it off.
He's actually probably the better of the 3 is for him to be Wonder Woman.
The women are upset. He's prettier than them. And then another book that I think you're going to enjoy this one. I think you're going to be informed and enlightened on this one. Yeah, that's right. I was watching. I don't know how I got to it. It was some kind of link, and I clicked on it. That's probably not a good idea.
Usually it doesn't lead to anything informative at all.
Usually leads to $29.95 in some way or the other. But I came across a Ryan Reynolds, probably, I don't know where it was. Ryan Reynolds' old video from 2016. So just let me play it for you.
When were you first introduced to the character of Deadpool?
I was on a set. I was on the movie Blade Trinity, which I hope most of you have not seen. But there's some fun parts in that movie. But I played a character in that movie that I guess resembles Wade Wilson in Deadpool, and a rival executive at another studio said, I saw a little piece of Blade, and you're Wade Wilson, you're Deadpool, and I didn't know at the time. This is in 2004. I didn't know who Deadpool was, and he said, trust me, if they ever make a movie about Deadpool, you're the only guy that can play Deadpool. So he sent me over all these comics, and I'm not a big comic book guy, but I really gravitated toward Deadpool. I fell in love with Deadpool. The first issue I opened up, I'm not making this up, I was on the panel. Like in the comic, it said Deadpool was saying, somebody asked him what he looks like. He says, I look like a cross between Ryan Reynolds and a Shar-Pei. And I was like, Jesus, this is fucking destiny. What the hell? Who's fucking with me?
So that issue is Cable and Deadpool #2. This is the book. So he opened it up, and there's a little panel in there where Deadpool is talking. They ask him, what do you look like? Right. And he says, I'm a cross between Ryan Reynolds and a Shar-Pei. And they even spelled Ryan Reynolds' name wrong in there. But that's the first one he opened up, and he saw his own name in it. And that's why, that's why it all happened. He thought it was like kismet, And no one gives a shit about this book. I don't understand that. I don't get...
Now they will.
It's not worth like anything,
Right.
I went and bought 2 of them because I think that's fucking cool.
Well, I mean, it's a cool story, but why would that make the book worth anything?
What do you mean? This is the gateway to all those movies.
Yeah. But I mean,
that's
there's nothing,
cool.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What?
I mean, there's nothing in the issue specifically.
Yeah, it says Ryan Reynolds in it.
I know.
So that's the first mention of the guy who then plays him in the movie. It's like a never-ending meta loop.
Well, if no one's seen that interview, though, they don't know.
Well, it's old, though. It's from 2016.
Well, maybe no one's seen it.
It's just weird what the community deems valuable sometimes and what's not. Like, I think this is way more valuable than like a 1 in 100 of some, cover that no one remembers in a year. Because like some of those books, they sell them at $100 right away. Yeah. And some of them keep their value. Some of them, a lot of them don't. Yeah. But even so, it's like, that's like a part of history. And just no one gives a shit.
Well, it's all weird. It's all just, a group of people decide something's valuable.
Yeah, it's made up.
Right.
It's made up. It's all made up.
It's all nonsense.
But since it's all made up, why wouldn't something like this that is so consequential to the industry, why wouldn't that be something? Why wouldn't people gravitate to that?
Is there another example of that where something's consequential to the industry like that?
Well, there is something else like Nick Fury. Yeah. So when they redid the Ultimate Universe of Nick Fury and they made him look like Samuel L. Jackson, they did that on purpose. Right. They were thinking of Samuel L. Jackson for the character in the comics. So they made him like that on purpose in the comics. And then they went to him and said, so that too isn't worth much. The first Nick Fury in the Ultimate Universe. I went and got that too because I love that shit. Right. I just think that is so I think that's so consequential to the whole comics and movies and all that stuff. Like the birth of something, the birth of an idea. A lot of people don't give that a lot of respect.
Yeah, I can see why they don't. I mean, no, I mean, I can. I mean, I get why you like it too, though. But I can see why it's not like it's,
Well, you know what? It's cool for me because I get them cheap. And that's awesome. I don't have to pay a lot.
You should buy a ton of them.
Well, that would be called specking.
Well, you should buy. How many can you buy?
That would be a hard spec.
How many can you buy? And then how many can we light on fire? You want to make them worth something? Let's make them worth something. Let's flamethrower the shit out of them.
Let's make it rare on purpose.
Let's make it rare. Get a pile of them and we'll light a match.
You would be talking about like tens of thousands of issues.
All right. Well, they're cheap, you said.
They are.
How much are they?
You're still going to pay a couple of dollars each. You're going to pay, like for the Nick Fury one, you're going to pay at least $5-10 each.
Oh, but this one is not.
That one was like, I think I got because condition is important too. Right. That one was like 10. I think it was 10.
Well, what if this catches wind? What if it goes viral?
Well, then that's different. Yeah.
Well, shouldn't you prepare for that? Yeah, I think you should buy 100 of them.
But it's been out for so long. It's like, why would it happen
sometimes
now?
It just catches on.
I didn't know about it, but
how many people know about it? How do you know anybody knows about it?
It's old. It's not like, I'm always the last to know anyway.
I I don't know that people know about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. And it's also back when I think they only made, there might be one other version of the cover. But same cover, maybe newsstand.
Yeah.
There might have been. I don't think there's not like a million variants of that one, you know? So I think it's cool. I think it should be valuable.
Is that going to make it on the wall?
No, we can't make it on the wall. There's just too many. There's stuff. I have a box of stuff that needs to go on the wall.
We need a new wall.
Yeah, I was thinking of the ceiling, but
that'd be cool.
Wife says no ceiling.
Just do it. How good was episode 6 of Agatha?
Best one yet.
Best one yet?
Yeah, best episode so far. That was incredible. Really, really good.
It's a great show.
It's actually, I think it's finding its footing as with each episode, you know, because it started off a little shaky. Not the beginning, which I actually loved, the WandaVision part of it. But after that part was over and then into the second one, I thought it was a little, but I was still having fun watching.
I didn't think it was any.
I don't, listen, that's something I'm seeing. You know, everyone seems to be enjoying it. And especially this one I didn't see a flaw in at all. It was just really good. Yeah.
Good storytelling.
Yeah. Good. Really cool how they show his backstory. And I don't know how close that is to the comics, but I know that he is, Wiccan is reincarnated through another person. I think it might be the same name and everything.
Because that kid died and he got in his body.
Right, because he was being expelled from the illusion that she made. And then he died. And then it found a host. Right. Yeah. So, because it was like a life form she made. Yeah. Found a meat suit, you know? Call Sam Dean.
You got a case.
Get the Winchester stat. But I think they're doing a really good job. And that was so great with Ralph Boner showing up.
Oh, yeah.
So great. The T-shirt she was wearing. Now you see how crazy. So you remember in the first one you were saying how you didn't like how she was overacting while she was a detective.
Yeah.
Now you see why. No, you get that now. How it was over the top on purpose.
Yeah, I didn't get it at first. I didn't know what was going on.
But that was cool. Now how they stripped it away and they see what Billy was seeing. How she's holding like a garden hose as the gun, and she's wearing a Ralph Boner reunion T-shirt. Yeah.
Do you think she's going to be in the movies?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You can't.
Like, I don't know if she makes it. Unless they do a Scarlet Witch movie, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I would be all about.
Yeah, but she's dead.
No one's dead in comics.
Sure.
You know that. Come on.
I'd like to see them in a movie together. Like a real,
with the multiverse, there's no such thing as death.
Yeah.
You know, they always bring someone back. Plus, I'm not really sure she even died in that, at the end of Doctor Strange. You didn't see, if you don't see a body, no death.
Even if you do see a body.
Sometimes, right.
I can believe they made him gay and Jewish. That must have been a problem for some people. People are like, nope. How many TVs shut off right away? Like, no thanks.
Well, he's gay in the comics too.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, they had the scene with him kissing?
That's an original gay character in the comics. They didn't change him for the show.
I would like to see if they have numbers of like how many things, when things click off. Like as soon as they start kissing, I just like to see.
And what regions?
Yeah, I'd like to see like, well, Alabama's gone. We just lost Tennessee. Like sirens going up. We're losing this.
They
out.
have like a little siren with each state on it. And woo!
Texas is gone. We're losing them. But everyone in San Francisco is watching now.
It got brighter.
Explodes.
But that is the character. I don't know if he's Jewish in the comics.
That was just to really piss people off.
Just threw that on top.
Watch this.
I think they were promoting the show beforehand as this is Disney's gayest show ever.
Were they really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People were saying
it's about witches.
Or they actually know. It was an interviewer asked Aubrey Plaza, this is being called Disney's gayest show ever. And she said, it better be. That's why I signed up for it.
And if you're like a 50-year-old white male and you're not getting it, it's just not for you, man. Like this is not for you, this show.
Well, yeah, why watch it if you don't like it?
Right, but I mean, if you're like, I don't like it. Of course you don't.
Yeah, like I'm not going to watch any of I don't watch those Lord of the Rings on Amazon.
I just don't like them.
Yeah, and I don't want other people not to see it.
I want them off TV.
I want their fans to watch it. I won't watch it because I just can't stand it.
It has to go away then.
Right.
If I don't like it, it has to go away.
It's okay. You don't have to watch this one.
You can shut it off.
Right.
There's a billion channels.
The women are really getting their Charmed fix, The Craft, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That was unsolved murder shows before unsolved murder shows came. That's what women used to eat those shows up.
It's probably the Supernatural fan base.
And that's part two. It's very Supernatural. Yeah. If you watch Supernatural,
you like this.
It's campy, Supernatural's campy.
Of course it is.
Right.
Especially after 6. It gets real campy. It's real ridiculous.
I mean, it gets a little silly. And this show is very much in like that ilk. You can have, it doesn't have to be fucking Andor. Everything can't be that well written.
Thank God. How boring that would be if everything was Andor.
It would get a little tense.
How much Andor can you do?
You have to have what's his name in every. He has to come in and do a monologue in every show. Skarsgård has to pop in and give this like insanely heavy, diatribe in every show.
I mean, it's just a fun show.
It's a really fun show. Yeah, it is.
Not,
This was cool though how they tied it back to. They showed what was going on in Eastview during the season finale.
Oh yeah,
that was really cool. And then like seeing Ralph Boner is like, is he like? Can he become, or is he just is there going to be a Quicksilver type thing with him, or is he just going to be a variant of that X-Men Quicksilver?
And is Aubrey Plaza death or no?
She's death.
But she's not. I don't know if they're using her the same way.
I don't know what's going to go on, but what I'm really hoping for is that we get Mephisto and it's Sacha Baron Cohen. That would
You think that's who it is?
He's rumored. Yeah. How good would Sacha Baron Cohen be as Mephisto? That's perfect. Yeah. Absolutely perfect.
Is he? He's not funny, Mephisto, right? He's
no, but he'll give that that snark to it. He'll give that, and he'll be like, he'll have like a couple of one-liners probably. Yeah. He's an incredible actor and comedian. He could pull that off though. He's got like the body type and everything. I could see the voice. I don't even think he has to change his voice.
You should do it as Borat.
Scarlet Witch, nice.
Would you put it top 5 shows of Disney shows?
No.
It's
not in top 5. Not for me. But with me, like these shows, it's like the 100-meter dash in the Olympics. It's like first, second, third, fourth. They're right. Yeah. They're all right there.
The only one I didn't care. I mean, I watched it, but She-Hulk was probably the one I didn't.
See, I love
care for
because I used to watch those courtroom shows. The courtroom dramedies, like Boston Legal, Ally McBeal. And I used to watch those. Robert Downey Jr. was in Ally McBeal too. But I used to like those shows. That's what they did with that.
No, I did not dislike it. Just would put it low on the list.
Right. I would put it low on the list. Show. No, I don't disagree with that. It wouldn't be in my. It probably would be outside the top. I would actually put probably She-Hulk might be third or second to last. Yeah, I would definitely. I'm putting Falcon Winter Soldier number 1. That's my number 1.
I don't.
Yeah.
That was good.
No. I don't care for your opinion on this.
Do you think it's Falcon the best Winter Soldier is better than Hawkeye?
Yeah, Hawkeye's a lot of fun, but that's like no way is that the top show. That's so stupid what you just said.
I would rather watch Hawkeye again.
There are things you'd rather watch, and then there's quality. Okay, you have to separate
them both
the two
together.
Some things have great replay value, and some things are better but have less replay value. Don't you know anything?
Yeah, but the replay value, the variance in replay value and the variance in the quality is not great enough to put Hawkeye, forget it.
I'm losing IQ points.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Hawkeye's the greatest show of all time.
Actually, you know what? I'm amending what I just said.
But I would, in this case, amend my original statement to this.
I can't believe I said that. It's not Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's Loki.
Loki's number 1. Loki's far.
Then right under that is Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Especially season 2.
Oh.
That's one of the greatest shows.
That's one of the greatest pieces of comic entertainment.
Science fiction.
Oh my God. Just incredible show. Yeah, that's number 1. I don't know what I was thinking.
Of Disney Plus shows, Loki's probably the best show.
No, easy for me. Yeah, easy. Easy. I mean, if you're just talking Marvel, if you're talking...
No, I'm saying Disney Plus in general.
Oh, well, Andor's right there. Andor's right there.
You're insane.
You don't even like Andor, do you?
No.
You see, it's...
Not that I don't like it.
I see a pattern. Right.
I like good stuff.
I see it like last week it was Sandman. Right?
Yeah.
You didn't like Sandman.
No,
that's highbrow.
I still don't.
Highbrow.
It's not highbrow.
There's
no highbrow. It's comic book shows.
You're a mutant, right? And not the one with powers, not the cool X-Men one.
Oh.
You're one of the, remember, like they were the underground mutants. What were they called?
Underground mutants.
Yeah, in X-Men, it was like they lived underground because they were all they were physically affected.
Well, then you're more of an underground mutant than I am. I'm not an underground mutant. Mom
keeps calling me underground mutant.
Well, you are, honey.
So James Gunn broke the internet with a picture of a dog.
The first things I got were, that's not the right breed. That's not the right breed. I was like, the first thing I thought was, oh, thank God he made him white. Could you imagine? They made him a black dog.
It's Kryptonian, and they're saying it's not the right breed.
He answered it. Did you see? He answered it. Actually, it's an alien dog, so the breed doesn't really matter. He said it.
Really cool picture. Yeah. And they took it right out of the comics.
I like it. Looks good.
Sitting on the moon.
It looks good, though.
Watch it, yeah.
Even the dog looks good.
Listen, this guy is the perfect person to do it. Look at his track record. Right. Rocket Raccoon. When you heard that was going to happen in Guardians, first you were like, probably, who's Rocket Raccoon? Right. And there's going to be a talking raccoon the whole time, and I'm going to take it seriously? Not only do you take it seriously.
He's the most serious character.
He's the heart and soul of the fucking trilogy, right? And it's a talking raccoon, right? So if anyone can make Krypto work, it's James Gunn. He is the absolute perfect person to do it. He's also done, it's not just Rocket. He also, King Shark in Suicide Squad. Yeah. He brought that to life. Eagly in he brought Eagly in Peacemaker.
Oh, right.
The eagle. He's like the king of using comic book animals. So he knows how to do this, and he'll do it the right way. Cosmo in Guardians of the Galaxy, like we mentioned last time. So I think he has the blueprint to make this fun but not goofy. He'll walk that line.
Yeah. If we can see, if it is Guardians of the Galaxy with Superman, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's a perfect movie.
Right.
It's going to be a perfect movie.
Listen, you don't hire James Gunn and then say, don't do Guardians of the Galaxy. No. It's not Guardians of the Galaxy. It's James Gunn's style. Gunn,
right. You don't hire Zack Snyder and say, make it good. Right.
1 week, poor Zack Snyder is going to get through this.
Make it dark as shit and awful.
One day he's going to get through the show without you.
Never. That's my personal goal.
Right if there's a big tote board behind you that you just keep checking off.
Day 62.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't hire Tim Burton, right? And then not expect something dark.
It's a little dark, Tim. That's what I do, man.
James Gunn has that. It's not, that's his style, man. Yeah. He did Guardians. He did Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did that. He, and he did Peacemaker. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get that style in this movie. That is why you hired him.
Right.
He's going to bring the light and hope back to Superman.
That who killed. Just say it.
You know what I really hope that this movie does above all else? I hope there's some young fans in the audience, like 8, 9, 10.
Well, careful.
I like that. When we saw that opening, Christopher Reeve's open, when the big S comes on the screen, right? You're like, that was our first introduction to movie Superman. Right. Those opening credits, and it just blew you away when that S came on the screen. How they did that animation on those credits, how it zoomed in. I hope there are fans in the theaters that this is like their first big Superman experience. I hope it makes new Superman fans. That's what I want this movie to do above all else, because Superman needs like more churn. Batman, it's easy. Because he's just violent. That's an automatic magnet.
Kids love violence.
Right. Yeah, there's fucking violence. But Superman, it's harder to breed new fans with Superman.
How do you breed? I mean, the kids today, do they know him at all? Superman?
Well, that's part of the problem with the Snyderverse, is that a lot of people think that that's how he's supposed to be. And there are parts of the Snyderverse I love.
Another black mark.
But if that's your only exposure to Superman, then you're shortchanging yourself on the character.
But we were introduced to him through the comic books first, and then we saw the movie. Like, these kids are already...
Me and you, or you and I. Which way is it?
I don't think it matters. I don't think there is one. People say you and I.
Yeah,
I don't think it really is.
And what are you, just discounting grammar? Of course there's a correct way.
You got to look it up. I don't think it's...
There's a correct way. You see, this is more of your lowbrowness. I
don't think that...
It's more lowbrow behavior from you.
I could do better.
I think I'm getting to you with the lowbrow. I think it's getting to you.
You want lowbrow?
Flip the table. Fucking lowbrow. Doyle rules.
Doyle rules.
Get a t-shirt, lowbrow and proud.
Ooh.
Patent pending. But yeah, it needs to make more Superman fans.
You got to get to the theater to be a fan.
This will have a big opening week. A big opening week.
Not with kids though. I think with people our age.
I think younger fans are going to go to this one because of the way it's going to look, and because of what he's going to do with.
But I'm saying, like, what's their introduction to Superman? The kids today. Was it the Snyder movies? Their introduction to Superman?
Well, some, yes. Yeah, we just established that.
There's
we do the whole segment over again.
They're not reading comic books.
Well, you have to remember with these movies, the majority of people going to these movies are not comic book readers.
This is the first time
they watch them in pop culture. They see them in, cartoons. There's a huge sect who are probably millennials. Their first experience was Superman the Animated Series. And that was also a very bright, very faithful iteration to Superman with what was Tim Daly, I think was the voice. And that was incredible. That was like the opposite of Batman the Animated Series in terms of tone, but it was the same in that it stayed true to the character.
I don't know, kids are just stupid. Like, they don't know, I don't know if they have any kind of they're just on TikTok all day.
That's your summarization of everything we just went over.
I don't know if they
kids are dumb,
have any sort of interest anymore. They're just on TikTok watching dumb shit.
Yeah, but I think that there will be clips of this movie. They'll play them on TikTok and things like that. I think this movie's going to generate interest. I really do.
Stay out of the theater when I go see it.
Just you in there?
Yeah. I mean, that's perfect. Are you kidding me?
So following that tone that he's using for Superman, that's why he's doing Batman, the Brave and the Bold.
Right.
So it all makes sense.
Yeah.
He's gonna follow that same tone with Batman as well, but it's not gonna be Batman's not gonna be all bright and shiny like Superman is. He's gonna have that grit and that edge, but in that world.
I bet you he uses the gray and blue suit.
He probably will use the gray and blue suit,
which would be cool.
Which will be really cool
to see with this Superman.
Yeah, right. I think it's gonna be really cool. So
I can see it both ways though. I can see why they say that you can't put Pattinson in this world.
No, that's as much as I wanted to do that, and as much as we thought we were right with that. As usual, YouTubers probably not as smart as the guy doing it.
But you can say the other way too is what Marvel did. Marvel had completely different tones for different shows, for different movies. No, and they fit them together.
Different tones, but same world. Okay. Yeah. Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
Very different tone. Right.
Yeah.
Than Captain America, First Avenger. Right. But they're still in a fantastical world. They still share a fantastical world where incredible things happen, right?
Yeah.
With Pattinson's Batman, I think you strip it of something if you add the fantastical into that world.
Right.
I think you knock it down a level. Once you start bringing in space aliens and and things like that into that world, you lose some of the grittiness of what the Penguin is doing and what the Batman did.
But I mean, if you just set it up in that way and got through all that and then threw it into another world, it makes it kind of fresh.
I think they're past the point of no return with what Matt Reeves is doing with that world.
Yeah.
I don't know if you open that door now and bring in the fantastical, does the world suffer?
Yeah.
Does that world that they're in suffer? Because it doesn't match. It doesn't match anything Marvel's doing really with the MCU.
Yeah.
Maybe the closest thing was Daredevil in tone, kind of like that. But even with Daredevil, even with the Netflix Daredevil and Iron Fist and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, right? Even though those were street level, more gritty, right?
Yeah.
there was still an element of fantastic. There was still an element of that this is not the world we're living in. This is a superhero world.
But couldn't you finish that world out and then put him into the fantastical world?
Well, you'd have to. You're multiverse hopping, right? You're taking him out of his world and into their universe.
You're just finishing with what you want to do with that world.
But then that whole time in Pattinson's Batman, Superman has to be existing. You're saying that all that exists in his world. It doesn't quite fit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, how long do they want to go with the Reeves thing? He wants 3 movies?
Well, yeah, he'll probably do something like that. Gunn has Reeves working on other shows as well. You know, just
in
because
that world? In Batman?
No, in the DCU.
Oh.
So he's it's like, hey, a good writer's a good writer.
Yeah.
He can do anything.
He's not doing Lanterns, is he?
He's got him working on an animated movie, dynamic duo with the relationship between Dick Grayson and Jason Todd.
I saw that.
Yeah. So he's got him doing that too. Hey, if they can figure out how to incorporate it and it doesn't lose a step, I'm all for it. I don't know how you put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Well, it depends on what Superman looks like and what they do in Superman.
Right. And I mean, it is DC. They started with Infinite Earths first. Yeah. So, you know, at some point he could be brought into it if they go when they get to that point. This Batman is going to have the wherewithal of a Justice League, probably Watchtower. They'll probably put him in Watchtower, you know, in space, because, you know, they'll have that. It's going to be the Batman from Justice League Unlimited. That's the Batman that James Gunn is going to give us, where he's always annoyed by all the other Justice League members, you know, the curmudgeon of the Justice League. That cartoon was great. Justice League Unlimited. Perfect. If he just copies that, that would be incredible.
The CEO he's pushing for...
but James Gunn's in charge.
I think the CEO's in charge.
No, you're not going to... No, he's not. Not with that kind of... You hold power there because nothing's come out yet. So if Superman bombs, then he's in trouble, right? But if it comes out and it's good, he holds all the cards. Yeah. He holds all the creative control. If Superman does well, he's untouchable. You know, he'll be able to do what he wants with the rest of that universe. If it doesn't do well, then everything's on the table for axing, including him.
That's it. If this one doesn't do
well. Oh, no, I'm done. I'm done until they do it again.
But who's going to touch it again?
That's the danger. Touch it? No, that's the danger, right? That's.
Hey, Zach. Did someone say Superman?
Are you trying to set the record this show for Zack Snyder mentions?
Pops his head in. Did someone say reboot?
I'm going to have to animate that over and over again. A lot of keyframing.
Did someone say bad idea?
And speaking of Matt Reeves's Batman world, Penguin, another just unbelievable episode. Kind of paralleled, Agatha and Penguin kind of paralleled each other this week, where they showed the backstory of an important character. That was pretty cool how that lined up. But the backstory of Sofia Falcone, which was
really good.
That was more brutal than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
The Arkham scenes.
Oh, yeah.
That was.
I saw a theory that said that she's telling the story wrong.
Oh, you think it's an unreliable narrator?
The woman who was off cuffs was not chained up at all. No one else seemed to see her, but Sofia.
Oh,
and the woman, the blonde she's talking to.
You don't think her father hooked that up to kill her?
She's in there. She's there, but she's committing all the crimes.
You think she actually is the hangman?
Possibly.
And she's nuts.
She's crazy. The blonde she keeps talking to, it doesn't seem like anyone else is talking to her either.
That could be, you might be right.
She might just be telling what she's saying, but that's not what's going on.
I don't like that you might have figured something out.
Was that too highbrow for you?
That I did.
Yeah, I'm highbrow again.
Figures you're in on the frequency of psychos.
Well.
I like that this Arkham actually looks like a fully functional facility instead of something that was condemned like 5 years ago, you know? Even in Gotham, the TV show, that looked like it was violating a lot of health codes.
Is anybody checking on this place?
In the video games, Arkham looks very condemned, you know, like it is, you're definitely getting tetanus. You know, in those jail cells.
Yeah, there's no health inspector coming around.
This one actually looks like, they kept it creepy, but it looks like a real loony bin.
Right.
You know? Right. I like that they were able to walk that line in that.
Maybe you could turn her into what's her name, the Joker's girlfriend, if she is
Harley
that crazy.
Quinn?
Yeah.
You think they go? Yeah. Well, I'm thinking maybe. I hope they don't do that. But I'm thinking maybe that Victor could be Victor Zsasz.
It could be.
Maybe. Because his parents were killed. He had a similar backstory with the parents being killed, and you're watching him crack slowly, like a Breaking Bad kind of thing.
Could turn him into Robin, too.
Or, how could he? Well, I mean, how are you going to get to Robin from
I don't know, Batman takes him in somehow after, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Bruce Wayne's way too young for Robin to be entering the story. Because this is like year 2 or 3 for Pattinson.
If they go that route, maybe he's not that much younger.
I don't think so. I think they're doing a Heisenberg thing where they're showing a person's mental psyche just break down.
Well, when he left the girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's a weird
that was a choice.
Yeah.
He made a choice. Right. He was like, I want this. So maybe he is going to be a villain.
Could be Zaz. I mean, who else would he be other than Zaz?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Pyro?
Could
be Pyro.
Mr. Freeze's first name is Victor too. But that's a way different backstory. That would be very different. I don't think they're going that route.
Could be.
But there's always, and it doesn't even matter how good that character is, Victor. There's always, just never discount the ability for someone to have the worst take ever on something. Like I saw one person talk about Victor, like, Victor's ruining the show. I can't even get through the scenes he's in. Like, just, dude, give up on entertainment. Just stop watching stuff.
He stutters too much.
Really, if that's your true opinion, that Victor, like one of the best facets of the show, like he's ruining scenes for you.
It's an integral part of the story.
What do you do with someone like that? What do you do with them?
And it's helping you making the Penguin more likable the way he interacts with Victor.
I want to know everything else about that person. Like I'm immediately intrigued. Yeah. Like what food do they like? Like what other
weird.
What do they have a lot? It's like are weird takes like I want to see a study on people who have weird takes and then see if it's a throughput through their whole life.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Like, do they make all weird? Do they have weird takes on everything?
Someone, I think, what's his name? Colin, what's his last name again?
Farrell?
Yeah. He said, I doubt if you'll like the Penguin after, I think he said episode 8.
Oh, really? Something bad.
He does something bad.
Well, he is supposed to be a horrible gangster.
Well, he's going to have to turn into a...
No, he's a bad guy. Yeah. Not a good guy. No. Right.
But I mean, that speech makes you like him in the bathroom.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, the best stories are able to make you see a perspective from both sides.
Well, it's realistic.
You know? Yeah. It makes you see it from
gray
both
area.
Right. That's why Civil War was so great, because you could see Tony's side. You could also see Cap's side.
Thanos, you could see why. I mean, he's the hero in that story, in my view.
Every once in a while, when people are really getting on my nerves, I do want a Thanos was right shirt. It's like, was it such a bad idea?
I mean, only half. You only read a half
when you're in traffic.
Man, I mean,
as long as you could secure all your loved ones, the half that doesn't get zapped out.
You know how much cheaper housing would be? How many? I mean, all of a sudden, all those homes open up.
Yeah, the environment would get so much better.
I mean, it's not all bad. It's not an all bad idea.
My friend, that sounds an awful lot like genocide.
No, because it's random. And I might add, efficient.
And it didn't look like it hurt. They just kind of fizzled away. It was a victimless crime. It was a victim.
So now Henry Cavill's been rumored, or I don't know if it's confirmed, to be in the new Voltron movie.
I don't think it was confirmed yet.
It's not confirmed. Well, I'm very spectacle. No. That's not right. Skeptical. Incorrect as well. Spectacular?
No.
Skeptical.
Yep.
That's the right order of the letters.
Yeah.
Right. I'm very skeptical since the Null casting turned out to apparently not be true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now we don't know. I don't know who's playing Null. It's not. Some people were saying it's.
There's been a bunch of names thrown out.
Yeah. Some people were saying Serkis.
Andy Serkis?
Yeah. Some people were saying it's going to be him. I don't know. That seemed like it was like, you have to check every fucking thing 65 times over now.
Because everyone wants to be first.
I know, right? They don't care if they're accurate. They just want to be first.
Put something out.
But if this happens, I guess he's playing Keith.
Who knows who he's playing? It could be anybody.
I mean,
be the mechanic.
Those usually, the Voltron force is usually young kids. You know?
So maybe he's not, well, like I said, maybe he's going to be Voltron. He's going to be Voltron.
He's going to be the robot. Yeah. He's going to walk around in a big, like those old shows with the Power Rangers. They walk around like a cardboard box costume.
He is Voltron,
and the Cavill faithful will be like, brilliant. It's just brilliant.
What an idea.
I mean, I guess he could be. Maybe they're going to do one of them is older, like the leader is older than the rest.
Maybe he's a villain.
Maybe he's a villain. Yeah, they don't say who he is, but they said he's going to be the star, though.
Isn't Voltron the star?
But there's got to be an actor who's the star.
I don't even think it's getting made.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think I'll ever get made?
He's been talking about that forever.
Don't say that. I've been wanting a Voltron movie for that and Thundercats. Those are like my two most wanted 80s films.
I don't think you're going to see either of them.
No, we're going to get both of them.
You're going to see 10 more Batman films.
There's too much money in the nostalgia. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. You're going to get, I think, G.I. Joe crossovers with Transformers now, too.
That they said, too.
Yeah, well, because the comics are doing well.
That movie would either be really good or really bad.
It's going to be, it's going to be entertaining like the Michael Bay Transformer movies are, you know? I don't
the G.I.
particularly...
Joes are not entertaining.
No, those were not great. Those weren't good. I could still watch them, though, you know, but they're not great.
Good.
I just hope that when they do a Transformers movies again, they look more like the toys and the cartoon, you know, then it looks like, you know, in the Michael Bay movies, they just like a bunch of shrapnel glued together. You know, it's like a very...
You don't know what's going on.
Like if you played with those toys the way they are, a lot of cuts.
Well, they're not toys.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they made them like that, it's like Dan Aykroyd's Bag of Glass. They look very pointy, you know, very shrapnel-y. I want them to be the more like in Bumblebee. In the Bumblebee movie, they look the most like they should.
Which is an underrated movie.
It
is a very good movie.
Right.
That's like a good 80s movie.
That's my favorite Transformers movie is Bumblebee.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
But that's a good movie on its own.
It was really good.
Very good.
And they looked very genuine. Yeah. Especially the beginning in Cybertron. That was a great sequence.
That's like a John Hughes movie. It's like a John Hughes movie. Yeah, it's like an 80s John Hughes movie.
Oh, because it took place during the 80s.
Saying, you could throw that in the 80s and
you just think anything 80s is John Hughes. That's what you think.
That's what you is now what you
Did it take place in Chicago?
No.
Well, then
maybe it did.
Then it can't be John Hughes. No, I don't think it did. Look it up. It wasn't in Chicago.
It was.
No, you got your fancy new laptop there. Why don't you look it up? I bet you it wasn't.
Chicago.
Want to make a bet? Want to make a bet?
Yeah.
What's the bet?
That Batman comic. I don't know how to work this thing.
You work your computer, huh? Idiot.
A nutless monkey could do your job.
Is Bumblebee based on a true story? That's one of the questions. California. So same thing.
Now you owe me a Batman comic.
Okay. Can I borrow a Batman comic?
You owe me the You owe me Dark Hawk 2 that you did on Guess That Key.
You can have it.
That's why we didn't get asked back, because you did Dark Hawk 2.
No, it's because you fucking guessed my comic before I threw it out there.
I thought that was funny.
And if I go on again, I'm going to bring that same comic. I'm going to do it.
It's the same comic every time. Are you watching any playoff baseball?
No, watching? A little bit.
Yeah, besides the Yankees, obviously.
No. Just the
Yankees. Really good games.
Yeah, they've been good games.
It's been good baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is the pitch clock makes a big difference, man.
Yeah, speeds it up.
Really, really big difference.
Too slow.
Right. So the people were worried that the new rules were going to change the dramatic moments in like playoff. It hasn't. If anything, this has been a very dramatic postseason so far with the games that they've had.
Are the ratings up?
I don't know. I have to look at the ratings. Yeah, it feels like they are. You know, you get that feeling that people are watching these things more. I've heard more talk about baseball
more
than
complaining.
I've had.
That's how you know.
I've just heard more talk about baseball in general during this year than I've had in a couple of, especially with the postseason.
Yeah.
And you know that the networks are rooting for that Yankees-Dodgers series. They want that. They want that big time.
Mets Cleveland?
No, that'd be bad.
Not one. I think you at least need the Dodgers.
You still get New York in that.
Yeah, but not really.
Yeah.
You get.
I think that's what it says on Citi Field when you walk in. It says New York, but not really.
Welcome to not really New York. I mean, that's garbage New York. Garbage New York.
Hey, I was born in Queens.
Garbage New York. All garbage comes from there. The Mets. They want a Mets Yankees. I mean, that's
they would rather have
but
LA.
California's
They would
bigger.
rather have LA, New York.
How much money's on the field in a Dodgers Yankees game?
Oh my God.
Just between Judge and
all the money.
Otani.
Yeah, right. That's the dream matchup, right?
Otani and
Judge versus
and
Otani.
Soto.
Yeah, no, that's the ratings. That's the ratings that they want.
Oh, Vegas wants
those
that.
Too. Right. That they're definitely rooting for that. And I hope that too. I want to see that.
I'd love to see that.
I want to see it because we already saw them beat the Mets in 2000. And they swept. Didn't they sweep them? Or is it?
No, I think it was 5. It was 4-1.
It wasn't 6 games. I know.
No,
that.
It was 4-1.
4-1. Right. Yeah. They got one.
Yeah. We got lucky.
Right. Yeah. Can you believe it's been a quarter century since that World Series?
No.
Yeah. A quarter century.
Now you're doing the math wrong.
You're fucking old.
It was last year.
That's crazy, right?
2000. You Jeter's been retired for like 10 years.
It just goes by, man.
Yeah, he'd be dead soon.
This whole episode took a downward spiral in tone. Hey, did Zack Snyder start producing? I think I'm going to have a counter.
Did someone say downturn in tone?
Poster drop. Karate Kid Legends.
Think about buys posters anymore?
Buys them?
Yeah.
I mean, there were always people who bought posters. It was never, I don't know. There are poster collectors. People buy, like, those posters in the illuminated coming soon theater displays. Those are actually, they're a lot bigger than you think, because you see them from far away and stuff like that. But to put a lot of those in a room, they take up a lot of space. But there are people that collect them, and they can be worth a lot of money too.
But they don't sound. There's no more FYIs.
No, FYE still exists.
FYE.
FYE. God, you're dumb.
For your intentions.
That would be an I.
I know.
See, you're
for your ears.
It's community college time with you.
I went to community college.
But it looked pretty cool, I thought. At first I checked, like, oh, is it AI? Like right away now, everything I see. Is it AI? Like immediately. I have to check. And like if it's like 3 or 4 sources,
it's Karate Kid. Did you say it was Karate Kid?
It's called Karate Kid Legends. Yeah.
They didn't give a synopsis?
No, no one really knows what the story is yet. All you know is that Jackie Chan's in it.
And that's their son.
I don't know who the kid.
Uh-oh.
You think he's their adopted son?
Yeah, I think they're a couple in this. Let's spread that. They're both the same age.
Not that there's anything wrong. What are you saying? Something wrong with that? Saying something wrong with that?
People are going to have problems with it. They both love karate. I can see them as a couple. I hope it is.
Just to see people's brains, see people's heads explode like Scanner.
Did you ever see that scene in Scanners when that dude's head blew up?
Not my Karate Kid. Hashtag not my Karate Kid.
I hope that Johnny is in it too, though. I hope they don't leave him out, unless they do like the whole thing in China. Maybe the whole story takes place over in China. I don't know how they're going to do it.
There's got to be a dumb.
So you think that the plot mechanism is going to be brilliant?
It's not winning any Oscars, that's for sure.
I don't care. I just want to see more Karate Kid stuff. Hopefully, there's some connection between Jackie Chan's character and Mr. Miyagi somehow.
Maybe it's Mr. Miyagi's grandkid or something.
Who knows? I don't know how they're going to do it. But there's got to be some connection. You got to have Miyagi in there somehow. Still want to see that Mr. Miyagi prequel series. They better do that. Or maybe we should write that. You want to write that? We got to quit the podcast for 6 years. That's how long it's going to take me to write it.
There once was a Karate Kid.
6 minutes in. I don't think we can do this.
This is hard.
This is hard. Writing's hard. Who'd have thunk it? People got their wet dream, Jon Stewart.
Yeah. I didn't realize everyone really wanted this guy to be.
Big time. Yeah. Aaron Pierre. People have been clamoring for this guy.
What else has he been in?
Not that much.
I don't think I've seen anything.
He was in some Netflix movie that people seem to like. I did watch 3/4 of it, but I didn't last. It was not.
What was it?
It was on Netflix. I can't remember the name.
Narrows it down.
I did. Well, it's like still popular. It was really bad.
People seem to like it.
It was, some people liked it. He was like a small town guy. I don't know. Who cares? But he has that perfect look of the Justice League Unlimited animated series. He's got that perfect look, especially the eyes. He looks and carries himself just like that character. He will be pitch perfect as Jon Stewart.
That's HBO, right?
I think that's going to be an HBO series, with Kyle Chandler.
It's going to be like the whole core.
Yeah, I think it's like the core. Yeah, you're going to get to see almost everybody. So I guess Sinestro will be in there at some point, and maybe he'll already be a bad guy because it looks like Hal Jordan's already kind of seasoned with getting Kyle Chandler.
They're like space cops, kind of.
Right, they're like space cops. Yeah,
and he's gonna be like True Detective with the Lantern Corps.
I think that was actually don't laugh because I think that was a synopsis at one point where they were going to try to do a True Detective kind of Green Lantern series. I think that was
like that.
Yeah, it would be kind of
get Woody Harrelson,
right? But I don't know if this. I think this is going to be DCU canon. This show, so. I don't know how serious, tone-wise, where they want to take it.
So they're not going to do a Green Lantern movie?
No, well, maybe. I don't. If the show, if the show does well, if the show bombs, then of course they're not going to do a movie. But if the show does well, why not?
He's playing Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and then the guy in the Superman movie is who?
Is Guy Gardner.
They were all around at the same time?
Well, I mean, one at a time, I think.
So what do you think the time frame is?
No, I think in this it'll be Hal Jordan will be the most seasoned.
So I wonder how far into it Superman's starting. Like, is there a Justice League? It can't be because there's no Batman yet.
I don't think there'll be a Justice League, but there will be. He'll have knowledge of the Green Lantern Corps, and Mr. Terrific is in it, Hawkman or Hawkgirl. Like all these characters are going to be there for a while. They might even, who knows, maybe they even mention Gotham and Batman in this.
So if they do a Justice League at some point,
yeah,
who do you think the Green Lantern in that Justice League is going to be?
I think it'll be Kyle Chandler.
Oh, you think it'll still be him?
Yeah, it'll be, unless Jon Stewart is the Justice League Green Lantern, which he was in that animated series. So they can go a lot of different ways. They let Superman succeed first, right? Because if that doesn't succeed, it's all for naught. It's a moot point. Barely any of it's going to go through. There's so much writing on that movie.
No pressure,
right? There's so much writing on that.
Have you seen SNL lately? The new 50th season?
Yeah, the last episode I saw was the Ariana Grande.
Yeah, that
was good from beginning to end.
Yeah.
That was great.
There's a lot of people like hosts who you don't think would be good,
right?
Really good.
She's
knocking it out of the park.
Singing, she's got that down, but she's actually like a really good mimic.
She's got good comedic timing,
right? Yeah, she's excellent. She could have been a cast member.
Yeah,
she started on the Nickelodeon stuff.
Right? Yeah, she can act.
Right? Yeah, and that was comedy of sorts. But she was excellent the last time she was on. But this season has just been killer, one after another.
The first episode was a little slow, but it's picked up.
You're going to get a lot of surprises, I think, further. Not just Dana Carvey, and you got
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg, who's Andy Samberg. He just comes on screen, you just start laughing. He's like one of those faces. You just start cracking up. Samberg is great.
Maya Rudolph.
Yeah, Maya Rudolph, and the digital shorts have been really good.
The news is. I think this is the best the news has ever been. They're the best. They're the best joke writers that has ever been.
I think you could make a good argument that Colin and Shay are the best news tandem.
Yeah, I think they're they're the best joke writers.
Right? Because some people they'll say Chevy Chase.
He was good. He was good as himself. Like his character was better. Maybe
some people would say Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, I think their jokes are better though.
Yeah,
they're probably smarter. They're
because things evolve. Comedy evolves.
Anyone who's saying that SNL is like woke, watch the news.
No,
they're borderline. How they don't get kicked off of TV?
They get booed.
I know. Jake was hard on women and like.
To say SNL is only one-sided means you don't watch the show. You're not watching the show.
Yeah.
Anyone who says that disqualifies themselves immediately. It means you don't watch the show. They make fun of all sides. Always have. Always have.
And it's raunchy. It's very.
Some people just don't like it when they make fun of your side.
They're not pulling punches.
They go,
on anybody.
they go hard at everybody. It's been a really good season so far.
And I got a top 5 list of who I like. The top 5 most unexpectedly good hosts.
Right. You don't think that they're going to be like, there's going to be a shitty week.
Right.
Because
how are they going to make them funny?
Then it ends up being one of the
better shows.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
And they've been on multiple times, these people.
This better be better than the Winchesters versus Batman thing.
That was fantastic. I'm going to talk about it.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So number 1, this is going in order of best.
Yeah.
So top of the list, Justin Timberlake.
I guess back. Yeah. Now he's known as a great host, but back when he first started, you probably wouldn't have thought.
Every time he's been on, it's been fantastic.
Right. So is that number 5?
No, that's number 1. I'm going from 1 down.
You started with 1?
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Who taught you how to make a list?
I'm starting with 1.
That's the worst way to do a top 5 list.
What's wrong with that?
Because you blow your load.
Whoa, enough with the blowing the load.
Glossary terms.
Number 2.
I don't even care anymore. You blew. Now I'm uninterested. All right, now I know everything's less than Timberlake.
Let me just finish it. You can make your own list at home.
No one's making their list at home.
We have a home game we're going to sell. It's a really shitty home game.
It's a pad and a pen.
Just a sticky pen. One sticky pen with a pen that doesn't work. $59.95.
No pens ever work. Every pen I pick up never works.
Number 2, Ariana Grande.
Yeah, okay. We just went over it. This list gets better and better.
Well, you said it first. Number 3, Peyton Manning.
All right.
4, The Rock.
Uh-huh.
Was very good. And number 5, Eli Manning.
Scintillating.